Hi there, voice actor. Hi there, voice actor director. Today we're here to
piss you off.
You ever dreamed of making a voice acting director's blood pressure hit the roof, their face turn the color of ripe tomatoes, and steam practically whistle out of their ears like a cartoon character? Well, you're in luck. Today, I'm gonna demonstrate the absolute best ways to get under their skin, so you can learn exactly what not to do in the voice acting booth. Hey there guys, my name is Joe Zija. I'm the founder of LearnVoiceActing.com. I've got 8,000 plus voice acting jobs under my belt, and it's my job here to empower the next generation of voice actors. Today, I'm gonna flip the script with a cheeky guide titled How to Piss Off a Voice Acting Director. But don't let the title fool you. We're actually diving into the do's by discussing the ultimate don'ts. So, if you wanna keep your career from going silent faster than a mime at a library, stick around. First up, let's talk tech tantrums. Imagine this, okay? You're in the booth, the director's ready, the script's an absolute masterpiece, waiting for your golden voice, and then boom! Your DAW decides it's the perfect moment for a digital nap. Oops. You wanna see a grown person cry? Just fumble with your recording software in the middle of a session like you're trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. To avoid being the reason a director develops trust issues with technology, get cozy with your gear. Learn your DAW inside out. Practice recording punch-ins, punch-outs, playback audio like a pro, and connect faster than a teenager on prom night. And platforms like Zoom, master them. Master them so well that you could teach the developers something about them. Remember, sending high-fidelity audio to your client should be as smooth as your voice after some honey lemon tea. So what's the best way to avoid this problem? Test, 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 test. When you're trying to connect to a client is not the time to figure out if your Zoom settings are correct, or if you understand how to use a more complicated program like Source Connect, if the ports on your router are open in the right way to allow high-fidelity audio to pass through the series of tubes that is the internet. That's not the time to do it. Understanding the ways that clients like to connect with talent is easy. There aren't that many of them in the post-pandemic world, and you need to become familiar with them as quickly as possible. If you're a member of my academy and you have access to my Voice Acting Academy Facebook group, there's no end to the number of people in there ready to help you test out your systems on a Saturday morning or whatever before you need to step in the booth with a client. Utilize your community and resources and front load all of your mistakes. Next, let's chat cheddar. And no, not the delicious kind. Discussing business during a session is about as welcome as a skunk at a garden party. Picture this, okay? You're mid-session, emotions are high, and suddenly you decide it's the perfect time to negotiate your rates or air your grievances. The director's face, if looks could kill, you'd be a voice actor for ghost stories. To keep the peace, save the business talk for later. You have an issue? Schedule a chat offline. This isn't just about keeping the director's ego intact. No, it's about professionalism. Plus, you'll avoid the cringe-worthy silence that follows when you bring up something that half the room isn't privy to. Trust me. But the real secret to this? Make your communication with clients flawless before you get into the mix. Just like the previous tip, a pinch of preparation will save you a pound of trouble. Make sure your contracts are delivered before the session. Make sure when you accepted the job, you understood the scope. Make sure you understood your time in, time out, the length of the session, and what you'd be doing before you got into it. That way, you answer all the questions before you got started. And if you can't do that, if you get the contract 30 seconds before the session and you get a lot of high-pressure sales tactics to sign it immediately, well, then wait until the end of this video where I talk about how to fire what I call your 80-20 clients, and you'll have another weapon for your arsenal. And finally, let's address the elephant in the recording booth, the dreaded diva syndrome. You know the type. Refuses direction, asks questions like they're cross-examining a witness, and has expectations higher than a giraffe's eye exam. To stay on the director's good side, take direction like you're absorbing wisdom from a sage. Ask questions, yes, definitely, but make them insightful, poignant, clear. Set clear expectations. Are you detecting a pattern here about how to be a successful actor in any situation? And remember, you're part of a team, not the star of a one-person show. Be the actor who solves problems, not creates them. Do you get bad directions sometimes? Sure. Can you sometimes be trapped in a room of 13 people all trying to justify the position at a company and giving you 13 versions of the same script? Absolutely. But if you follow my guidance in step 2 and understand when your session begins and ends, the client will know that you're only going to have so much time to stumble around in the dark before you have to get the VO in the can and get paid. I had a situation lately where I was on a line with several clients at once, and each one of them was telling me to emphasize a different word in almost every sentence, which, as I'm sure you can understand, means that essentially every word was emphasized the same way. The engineer actually eventually stepped up on my behalf, but until then, I gave the client exactly what they wanted, even if I knew that it was precisely what they didn't want. So there you have it, folks. Follow these tips, and instead of becoming the bane of every director's existence, you'll be the breath of fresh air they desperately needed. Now, go forth, use your powers for good, and make some vocal magic happen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you got one so you won't miss any other educational material I have. Until next time, keep your tech tight, your business backstage, and your diva in check. If you're ready to dive into the next level of your voice acting career, check out some links in the description below for some more educational content. Go get behind the mic.